Welcome to the PBA Winter Swing from Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. I'm Lon McCarron with Randy Peterson. Another full slate today, beginning with the PBA League Clash, followed by a 4-team Baker format stepladder competition, capped off with a crowning of an individual titleist in the Don Carter Classic. And what a matchup we have for you. Jason Sterner back in the TV finals against Wes Malott, Randy.
Well, the last time we saw Jason Sterner, it was his first time on television at this season's World Series of Bowling. He'll have his hands full with former Player of the Year, Wes Malott.
The Brooklyn Styles are the team to beat as the #1 seed. The New York City WTT Kingpins hold down the 2nd seed, and the Silver Lake Adams Splitters will take on the team which wins the upcoming Clash. As we take a look at the Clash lineup, 11 bowlers for the teams that are not on the stepladder, trying to earn their way to the 4th spot on that team stepladder. And as you notice, the Strikers from Dallas have 4 players, all at the bottom of the lineup of the Clash. And Norm Duke is here with JT Action Jackson to describe his strategy.
So, Norm, we noticed that you have 4 of your players at the end of the order. We just want to know, what was your strategy for that?
Yeah, I got all 4 players at the end. First of all, if we're looking at a 6 count, I want always to be last so I can throw it straight down the middle and have a free ride. Lastly, in this format, if 3 guys are tied at 9 and they're the lowest man, we may have our last guy throw one out the window just to keep 3 in and take 1 out. Because if that 4th bowler is to bowl 9, we're all out in 1 shot. So I think we get more options this way is all.
Sounds like you got it under control. Good luck.
The highest seeded team from qualifying allowed to put 4 bowlers in the Clash. That is the Dallas Strikers. The next highest team has 3 bowlers and so on. Each bowler throws 1 ball per frame. The low pin count and ties will be eliminated until one man stands alone, earning his team the 4th rung in the stepladder team finals. Mike Scroggins, the first man to go from the Motown Muscle in this PBA League Clash.
Honestly, I think that's excellent strategy by Norm Duke and the rest of his team.
He's got his thinking cap on. Scroggins comes out with an 8 count, so that is where the bar is set for the other 10 bowlers. If they can beat the 8 count, Scroggins will be the one out and here in the first frame.
And Scroggins not the only southpaw in this Clash. You also have Parker Bone III and Rhino Page. As you see that shot coming in just a little light.
So this Clash to determine which team will be, for lack of a better term, Randy, the wild card on the stepladder finals. Mike Devaney now from the Philadelphia Hitmen. Solid bowler.
Hold on, it also helps your team, or gives your team a chance to accumulate more all-important points as these teams eye their way to Indianapolis and a chance at winning the Elias Cup.
Absolutely. The higher your finish, of course, the more points your team earns. A maximum of 12 at the top of each stepladder. Osku Palermo from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, who have 2 players. So there's a 9 count, and talk about those points. And first place, winning the stepladder, earns you 12. Second place, 8, 6, 5, all the way down to 8th place, earning 1 point. They have to get onto the stepladder, and that's what this PBA League Clash is all about. Parker Bone III from Team LAX, owned by NBA star Chris Paul. They have 3 players in this Clash, another 9 count.
9 is good.
9 is good. Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. 2 players, one of them, this man, Canadian Dan McClellan. A native of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. There's our first strike of the Clash. Dan will bowl frame number 2. Big Wes Malott now. Pflugerville, Texas. And we will see Malott later on in the show when he bowls for the Don Carter Classic title against Jason Sterner. Malott needs 9 or better. So what What do you got?
Package one.
Very interesting style Wes Malott has as he starts. He actually pulls his thumb out of the ball and then reinserts it in his second step right before the ball enters the backswing. Pretty good shot for ringing 10 as well.
So Malott is safe with that 9. Jason Belmonte, Malott's teammate at LAX. Is divine so far.
Tried to ring 10 on that one.
He tried to ring 10 on that one.
A lot of 10 pins early.
There's Brian Smith, the Dallas Strikers, as we get to the bottom of this list. And as you mentioned, and heard Norm Duke talk about, all 4 team members here in a row. There's a little extra strategy for the franchise play. Strike from Smith. And so Scroggins, the first one out of the gate, remains the man on the bubble with his 8 count. Scroggins can only sit and watch as his fate undevelops in front of him with Rhino Page, Norm Duke, and Leto Monticelli to bowl for Dallas. Dallas teammates enjoying their owner's company here this week. Terrell Owens, NFL great. Page has been good in this format.
Come on.
There's Terrell, a huge bowling fan. Shows up early, stays late, signs autographs, visits with the fans. He's a great promoter of the game.
Boy, talk about inspiration. Just having him on your bench has got to be something pretty special for these players.
And he's learning more about the game, too. That's what he's in it for, I think. Norm Duke, franchise player. And he gives Scroggins new life. Scroggins will stay alive into frame 2 after that 7 from Duke.
Well, getting back to Norm's strategy, now the strategy for Monticelli would be to get either less than 7 and keep Norm in, or get more than 7.
You don't want to lose 2 players if at all possible. If he does throw 7, they're both gone. Low pin count and ties. That's all 10. Franchise player Norm Duke knocked out. So Dallas now with 3 players.
LAX 3, Pittsburgh 2, Philly, and Motown 1 apiece, round 2.
Mike Scroggins feels like he's born again.
How often do you get a gift from Norm Duke?
Yeah, not very. I'll tell you, over the years, he's probably not gotten any gifts from Norm Duke.
All right, Scroggins from Amarillo, Texas, 48-year-old, who was the 2nd round draft choice of Mike Fagan, franchise player for the Motown Muscle, 12th pick overall in the draft. Leaves the door open.
Well, one better than he got last time. I know he's probably feeling a little bit better about that. 9's usually pretty good in these early rounds.
Devaney now from Hemet, California, the 40-year-old. This guy loves the ponies. Got partial ownership in a few racehorses. He was the 19th overall pick in the PBA League Draft. That's all 10.
Rumor has it he even has a petting zoo.
In Hemet, you could have a petting zoo. Some wide open country out there. Now the twin Finn Osku Palermo representing the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. Once again, Scroggins on the bubble with his 9. Still on the bubble after Palermo strikes.
Pretty fitting name for Osku Palermo, being a member of the Jackrabbits. That's about as fast as he gets to the foul line. I mean, he really gets that giddy-up going, and he has to throw it that fast with 2 hands.
I was going to say, the ball's got turbos on it, too. Parker Bone the 3rd. the strike. Boy, Scroggins had to sweat through the whole first frame as being the first bowler out of the gate, and now same situation. His 9 pales in comparison to strike, strike, strike from the next 3. Now Scroggins watches Dan McClellan on the approach. McClellan with a strike in the first. And a strike in the second. As you get deeper.
Sorry, Lon, go ahead.
As you get deeper, that 9 is a dangerous number for the players yet to bowl.
Yeah, and you know, the players aren't having any trouble getting into the pocket. It's about carry. It's a 50-foot long Don Carter oil pattern. It's a very light volume.
Strike will keep him a lot in. Pretty ball.
Get them all, baby.
Pretty good when you're bowling. Pretty good when you're bowling on a partially torn left meniscus. You see him going to that knee.
Wes has been limping around Thunderbolt lanes, but he looks so strong when he's doing his work out there. Now Belmo.
Oh.
Scroggins gets relief again. 7 from Belmo. He's the bubble man. Scroggins is safe.
Bit of an approach issue here. This ball is pulled. You see him hop right there at the foul line. And he goes right through the face, leaving the 6-7-10. Brian Smith needs 8. Gets 10.
2 strikes in a row for Smith. Belmonte not looking confident that he'll be around for the 3rd frame. Norm Duke, the first one knocked out of the competition.
You got 2 players left in Rhino Page and Amleto Monicelli. Each player just needs 8. Belmo will be eliminated.
Take nothing for granted. These lanes, with this situation, all eyes on you. Rhino Page struck in the first. That kid is solid.
He's keeping his hand underneath it and keeping the ball on line and just making some really good shots.
The #1 pick in the PBA draft, showing Norm Duke maybe is the genius. Monicelli now. The only one who can keep Belmo in this competition. But it's a long shot. 6 or worse, and Belmo is safe. Belmo is gone after Monicelli's strike. So LAX loses one of their 3 players. And Jason Belmonte.
2 players, Dallas 3, Pittsburgh 2, Philly, and O-Town 1 to round 3.
So 2 of the franchise players gone, Norm Duke and Belmonte. And once again, Scroggins
still here,
back to lead us off. Scroggins must be living right. There you go.
Sweat that one out.
And he won't have to sweat the 3rd frame. Scroggins takes a seat knowing he'll be around for the 4th. Mike Devaney now. He too has been very consistent in this format.
Yeah, Michael's done a lot of really good bowling.
Cowboys, thank you.
This winter series here in Detroit. He's done a nice job out there.
So the 3 teams that earned their stepladder positions during qualifying had all their scores added together during the Don Carter Classic qualifying and After 8 games, the top 3 teams were placed in order on the stepladder. So now these other 5 teams are bowling to join those 3. Osku with the strike. This is where it gets fun. When you got a lot of strikes in front of you, a lot of players behind you. Those middle players, you think they have it a little tougher if the guys in front of them strike?
Absolutely. The more strikes in front of them, the more pressure there is.
Parker Bone III. Welcome to the bubble.
There you have it. Parker hits a little early hook spot on his side of the lane. The ball checks up early and goes right through the face.
So LAX with another bowler on the bubble, Parker Bone III, as Dan McClellan gets ready to deliver. That's safe.
Can't remember the last time Dan McClellan missed the pocket. Today, last week, a couple weeks ago.
Strikes a lot. Wes Malott.
He likes to be called Beast.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Line is good. Parker Bone hoping somebody misses. 2 remaining LAX players take a seat next to each other. This is Brian Smith. Dallas strikers.
Now we have 2 with 8.
Yep. Smith and Parker Bone. So the low count and the ties are out. We could lose 2 or more players here in this 3rd frame. That brings Rhino Page to the approach. And if you're Norm Duke, it's anything but 8. Don't lose 2 players there. Yeah, 10 works every time.
He's another player that's really stood out as a player that's really performed well throughout the course of these tournaments here in Detroit. Rhino Page stands out. Scott Norton stands out. Funny how they're both left-handed. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They just really performed well.
Left-handers were on a big drought until Norton won in the World Series of Bowling.
Don't say anything bad about left-handers.
Monticelli with the strike. So we do lose 2 players, Brian Smith and Parker Bone III from LAX. Dallas drops 1, LAX another. So the 3rd and 4th players eliminated. And Mike Scroggins once again in the leadoff hole.
He's still hanging around. This guy's like a fly. You just can't get rid of him.
He's going to win this thing. He's going to win it.
I mean, man, he just keeps hanging around. He's just getting enough to stay into the next round. Somebody else doesn't knock down as many as he does. And look, he's starting again. That guy in that yellow jersey.
Motown, hometown muscle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Well, at least he doesn't have to throw at the split.
Hey, he got through with 8 once before.
He did.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Mike Scroggins gives it the heat, goes through the face, leaving the solid 6-8.
The fans here at Thunderbolt have really gotten behind the men in yellow. The hometown Motown muscle, owned by Jerome Bettis, a Detroit native, NFL great. Devaney now. That
Yeah, no sweat.
Just doing the minimum, huh? Is that all you want to do is the minimum?
All you got to do is get by. It's war of attrition, and all you want to do is be the last guy standing. You don't have to go out there and strike every ball and show off. Although Rhino Page did that.
Well, yeah.
That one
That's one way to
telecast.
survive, yeah. Pittsburgh Jackrabbits franchise player Osku Palermo with 3 in a row. His teammate still in it, Dan McClellan. His turn it is to bowl now. Yeah, Parker Bone knocked out, so it's McClellan's turn.
Nine or better from Dan the Man. He will move on.
Oh, big arm swing.
Oh,
wow, and now it's McClellan on the chopping block.
Boy, he kicked the 10 out late. Otherwise, Mike Scroggins is back in. 10 goes through the nose, leaving the 4-7, and now they're tied.
Wes Malott now will try to
Gotta
keep
go, son.
McClellan and Scroggins on the bubble. We lost 2 players in the 3rd frame. Danger of losing 2 more here. You can hear that at every other bowling center in the Detroit area.
Malott makes it look pretty easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Scroggins not looking as confident now. He doesn't have as much help behind him with just 2 bowlers left now, Rhino Page and Monticelli. Get your target, take your steps, fire away. Repeat next frame. That is what Rhino Page has been doing.
Sir.
4 in a row for Rhino here. Monticelli can match him with a strike. Nine or better gets rid of 2 opponents. It's on its way. Uh-oh. Oh! Scroggins and McClellan are safe after Monticelli throws a 7 count, and he's the one knocked out.
One player. McClellan is alive.
McClellan is alive. Monticelli takes his leave, eliminated from his PBA League clash, the 5th one gone.
Well, here's the shot that just knocked Amleto down. Ball breaking sharply right there at the back part of the lane, goes through the nose. He looks down at his feet going, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen. Instead, it's through the nose, 3-6-10. Amleto is done, and this guy is still here.
The cockroach.
Hey, man,
There you go.
that is so wrong that you call my friend Mike Scroggins a cockroach. Wait till he hears that you called him a cockroach. That's all right, Scroggy.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
all in fun. All right, he's safe
Yeah,
for the strike.
we can at least expect him now in the next round.
Exactly. Devaney. 9, strike, 9. Palermo. With a teammate still in it. Dan McClellan. Luckily, McClellan's still around. Palermo working on 3 in a row. He's found the groove.
I think what's interesting when you watch Osku is most people watch the two-handed delivery and think nothing but tons of power and hook. Well, that's true, but that doesn't necessarily translate into covering a lot of boards. He's using ball speed to kind of neutralize the rev rate so he can keep the ball nice and straight and on line.
Osku's teammate now, Dan McClellan. Caught a break last round. He won't need it this round.
All the guys are going to do a strike, and I've got a bad feeling if Malott doesn't strike on this ball, I think he's going to be eliminated because Rhino Page hasn't missed since like last year.
Malott is fully aware of that too. Wastes no time, comes forward, throws the big ball right there.
Everybody striking. See if Rhino Page has one left in him. He has to have all 10 here or he's done.
We've seen Rhino in this exact position on an earlier PBA League Flash, and he came through. Strike or eliminated.
He spreads that ring finger, excuse me, that pinky finger out. Very unusual.
Is he in or is he out? He's in. Oh, yeah.
Well, he said, oh boy, when he let go of it, he threw the old frozen rope right at the 1-2 pocket.
I didn't like that one, man. The thing hooked early. I went, oh no.
Welcome to frame 6, Mike Scroggins. Guaranteed winner.
Nice prediction, Lon. You know, I'm going to try that. Every time I throw it from now on, I'm going to go, or no, or something. And I guarantee it's going to strike.
Scroggins is good after that double. Ronnie Russell and Mike Fagan, also in the yellow jersey, hometowners with a Motown muscle, cheering on Scroggins. Now Mike Devaney of the Philadelphia Hitmen, owned by Kevin Hart.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Devaney.
Ruh-roh.
He's the target.
Man, last time somebody got 9, they were eliminated, or they would have been in the last frame because everybody struck. Mike Devaney now, that 4-pin could quite possibly spell the end for him.
All of them know how serious a non-strike is at this point. And a 9 for Osku.
And 2-tie all-time. Danny Mack, Malott, and Page were to strike. Devaney and Osku gone.
Look at Scroggins.
Scroggins.
He's guaranteed the next frame, though.
He's still here.
He's the hammer.
It's like the bad house guest that will never leave, you know.
McClellan now from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. Yeah, sure. Jackrabbits owned by Lamar Woodley of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Saw him at the Chris Paul event. Had a lot of fun with Chris Hardwick, the Silver Lake Atom Splitters owner, and nearly put Hardwick through the ceiling there at Lucky Strike in LA. Wes Malott now. Strikes in a row from Big Wes. Wow, that puts a third bowler on the bubble with just Rhino Page left. If Page strikes, Devaney, Palermo, Malott are gone. And we'll be left with 3.
Seems like he's been in this position before.
Team owner Terrell Owens has seen his man come through time and time again. A little extra adjustment there. Maybe didn't feel quite right. It's on its way. Oh, Page lets them all off the hook.
Rhino Page has been eliminated, and the Dallas Strikers have been eliminated.
Luck, boys. Not bad, man.
Unbelievable. This ball checks early and then right through the face for 5. And there's your owner's reaction. Mild compared to what Jerry Jones would have done if T.O. was still playing for the Cowboys and dropped it in the end zone.
Wow, that would have been good for this man. That would have been good for Scroggins if Page had struck. Would have been down to 3 bowlers.
Yeah.
No problem.
You know, I'm starting to believe in your prediction there with Mike Scroggins. I mean, we haven't seen a party at Scroggins in a long time, and I mean, he may just be bringing it back.
3 in a row for Mike. All in a day's work. So Devaney with a reprieve after Rhino went 5. We're in the 7th frame of this PBA League Clash. The last player standing earns his team a spot on to the step ladder. And their team will face the number 3 seeded team, the Silver Lake Adams Splitters, in our first team match coming up after the Clash. Devaney matches Scroggins. Now Malero. Impressive. You see it 100 times, it's still impressive.
Well, this left lane looks like it's pretty juicy. Players are having no trouble getting the ball consistently to the pocket on that lane, no matter what hand they throw it with. Looks like this is going to come down to who strikes or who doesn't on the right lane.
McClellan takes full advantage of his reprieve.
All the pressure now on the beast as Wes Malott steps up. He has to strike.
So McClellan with 3 in a row after that strike. Now Malott. On borrowed time, Wes Malott as his teammate Belmo watching on. Belmo wants to bowl on that step ladder. All strikes here in the 7th so far.
Hey, Lon, look who it is.
So we go on to the 8th. I was expecting Rhino Page, but he's gone. Scroggins now, one of 5 bowlers left.
Yeah!
My man!
Ronnie Russell, franchise player Mike Fagan. They're like, we knew you could do it, Mike.
Motown Muscle would love to be back in the TV finals. This is getting very tight. Everyone has found their line. Except Devaney. So Devaney puts himself on the bubble.
Remember what I said earlier? I said the right lane was going to be the problem lane, and sure enough, the first right-hander in this frame, Mike Devaney, sees it immediately going through the face.
Palermo making pay. Oh, boy.
Almost a 4-9. And he probably moved off of the shot Devaney. After he watched Devaney go high, probably moved left before he threw that shot, and he still went a little high.
Jackrabbit still with 2 bowlers in this PBA League Clash.
Hold.
Well, I spoke too soon.
Got Devaney back in. Now Danny Mack with 6. Malott needs 7.
How many of y'all want me to move?
Remember what I just talked about in the adjustments, these players trying to stay ahead of the transition. He saw Devaney go high, Osku went high. I guarantee you Danny Mack moved left, and now Malott's asking his teammates, how many boards left do you want me to move?
That was a pretty good adjustment. And with that strike from Wes Malott, Dan McClellan knocked out, leaving one Pittsburgh Jackrabbit.
Pittsburgh, 1 player remaining. LAX, 1 player remaining. Philly and Motown, 1 player remaining.
McClellan hung, but not long enough. So Motown, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and LAX bowlers left, all trying to vanquish this man. Motown Muscles Mike Scroggins.
Come on. Yeah!
The Scroggins bump.
And the only southpaw left, and that's, I feel, a big advantage. As long as Mike Scroggins can do what he likes to do, he's not going to see a lot of transition. He bumps that weak 7 late, pulls the string.
Scroggins with a low 5 from his teammates. He has gone 5 in a row. Devaney now.
Good shot, bad result.
Well, if there's one guy who can make you pay for your mistake, it's the guy on the approach right now from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, Osku Palermo. Devaney with 2 poor results in a row, leaves him wide open. And Osku comes up with a strike. Wes Malott down. Yeah, he knew it. He was walking away.
Well, and it had to be 10 or he was going to get knocked out with Mike Devaney.
Devaney with the 9 count there is eliminated. The hitmen have no men left. And now we are left with 3.
Scroggy, Osku, Malott. Boy, at the start of this man here got off to a pretty rocky start. We didn't think he'd be around this long.
You didn't think he'd be around this long.
Wow. Let's see, he bowls for Motown. Jerome Bettis, the bus. Oh yeah, that thing you just threw me under.
Scroggins.
Oh,
with
yeah!
a strike in the 10. He's not going anywhere.
Apparently not. No, you were clairvoyant, Lon.
Oh no, don't hand it to me yet.
Back on the right lane. This bodes well for Mike Scroggins. These players on the right side of the lane making big moves, and let's see if Osku can get the ball not to go high. Okay.
Good ball there.
High flush. 10-pin falls late, but it still falls. All the pressure back once again on this man right here, AKA the Beast. Let's see if he's got anything left. Made a big adjustment the last time he was on this lane. And it was the right one to make. Not sure if he's going to keep moving or not.
Now he's bowling behind Osku. Such a huge rib rate.
He should have moved.
Yep, and Malott's gone. And we're down to 2.
It's like bowling behind Osku Palermo is like taking off behind a jumbo jet and you're in a Cessna.
You just never know what kind of turbulence you're going to get, huh?
Just massive jet wash.
So it's going to be either Motown or the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits earning the 4th rung of the stepladder team finals. Palermo will bowl after Scroggins, and Scroggins' cheering section looking at him as he opens up the 11th. We're down to our final 2.
Oh. Yeah!
Sure, they love you when you're striking every ball. Where were you when he got 8 the first ball when this thing started? They were nowhere to be found.
7 in a row for Scroggins from Motown, putting the heat on Palermo from Pittsburgh. The Jackrabbits need a strike or this one's over. Oh, what a mixer.
That was nasty.
And we're going to the 12th.
Remember, I said that if this ended, it would probably end on this right lane. And I'm going to stick to that. I got a 50-50 chance.
Scroggins. 7 in a row. Trying to keep the heat on. Oh, yeah! The Scroggins bump.
Oh, see, four of his teammates are joining the party. Mike Scroggins, a little light switch out here. Watch this. Oh, yeah. The 5, the 6, and the 10 go late. He's running him out, and it's definitely a party at Scroggies.
Again, the heat on Osku. He needs to strike. Can he do it? Yes, he can.
Well, at least now Osku doesn't have any traffic in front of him, just Osku traffic. He's probably pretty familiar with that kind of transition. I look for this to be an even fight now.
A high-level battle of bowling chicken. Great logo, the Motown Muscle. Scroggins again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. 10 back. The frozen rope again right at the 1-2. It just falls back into the pocket. Hard to believe you could say fall back when you're pointing it up first arrow, but on a 50-foot oil pattern, throwing it pretty straight like that, I guess it's possible.
Do you have an extra scorecard I can use? I'm running out of room.
I'm out of paper.
Palermo again needs to strike, and he doesn't.
Done.
Who is moving through? The Motown Muscle and Mike Scroggins. He brought him all the way.
That was a great match. A great clash match.
Mike Scroggins carries the Motown Muscle on his back into the team stepladder finals. And after his first couple of frames, who thought they would be there? And so the Motown Muscle will be in action when we come back to take on the Silver Lake Adams Splitters. Come on back. I knew it was Scroggins.